This guy was surrounded probably by some of the better players of his generation, but played and coached for some of the worst teams in the NHL of the 60s and 70s. But he remains one of the most respected defensemen of his era. And when they call you Moose, you're thinking Moose Dupont. No, we're not talking about Moose Dupont. We're talking about Moose Marshall or Bert Marshall. Now, Albert Leroy Moose Marshall, born November 22nd, 1943, in that beautiful BC community of Kamloops, played the NHL for the Red Wings, the California Golden Seals, the New York Rangers, and the pre-dynasty New York Islanders of the late 1970s. Now, he first came to major prominence in the 1963 season with Edmonton Oil Kings of the CAHL, who also skated the Memorial Cup playoffs that year. Now, in 64, he had 63 points in 30 games with the Oil Kings and 4 points in the playoffs, and put up a great Memorial Cup run with 29 points in 19 games. Now, best considered a rugged, stay-at-home defenseman, he was undrafted when he joined the NHL, but he was known for his crisp outlet passes to his forwards, sort of like a poor man's Rick Green. Now, his rookie season with the Red Wings, his fine play made him a contender for the Calder Memorial Trophy for Best Rookie. That year, the Red Wings made the finals of that campaign before Montreal defeated them 4-2. Now, the 66 campaign, he had 19 assists in 61 games, scored his first NHL goal in the playoffs, of all things. Now, he had 2 years of seasoning with the Red Wings squads in the CPHL, including the Memphis Wings in 65, where he put up 14 points in 51 games. Now, 66, he also played with the Pittsburgh Hornets, but the 67 campaign, he found himself another goalless year with Detroit with 57 games. But 68 campaign, he found himself with the newly formed Oakland Seals, and kind of a controversial deal. He was traded along with Ted Hampson to the Seals for defenseman Kent Douglas. Now, with him in the lineup, the Seals finished second in 69 and fourth in 70 in the West Division of the NHL, making the playoffs, and Marshall's fine play was part of the reason. Now, when the Oakland Seals became the California Golden Seals in 71, Marshall unfortunately was injured much of the year, which contributed to the Seals' last place finish. Now, Marshall was eventually traded to the New York Rangers in 73, but only played 8 games. He was then drafted by the New York Islanders in the 73 Interleague draft, and it was here that he played his best hockey over several seasons as part of the Islanders' defense corps. He developed good shot blocking ability, and his raw play and leadership helped the Islanders make the Stanley Cup semifinals in 75 and 76 against the Canadiens. 75 against 75 against the Flyers, 76 against the Canadiens. Now, Marshall's skating began to decline in 79 and retired at season's end. He later coached minor league hockey before coaching the NHL's Colorado Rockies for 24 games in 81-82. Terrible campaign. 3-17-4 in 24 games, and he missed the playoffs that year. Now, he eventually was replaced by Marshall Johnson that year. Now, Marshall, not Marshall Johnson, of course, but Bert Marshall, has lived in the Paulsbo, Washington region for a number of years, and also served as an amateur scout for the Carolina Hurricanes. He eventually won the Stanley Cup with Carolina in 2006, and on January 7th, 2017, was selected to drop the ceremonial first puck of the San Jose Sharks game versus the Detroit Red Wings when the Sharks honored the Golden Seals. So, final NHL totals: 868 regular season games, 17 goals, 181 assists for 198 points. Best campaign for him was 77, 4 goals and 21 assists for 5 points in 72 games, and 72 playoff games, 4 goals, 22 assists, and 26 points. And like I said, he scored in the playoffs before he scored in a regular season. He had to wait 2 years after his playoff goal to score in a regular season for Detroit. Now, Bert Marshall's totals make him probably the most noted stay-at-home defenseman of his era, but he wasn't scared to take a penalty, ladies and gentlemen. Although the penalty minutes weren't overboard, he wasn't scared to take a rough call or make a rough play every once in a while. He would rarely fight, but when he did, there was a reason he dropped the gloves. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the legend of Bert Myersel. To all my New York followers, please give us a like, comment, or subscribe. And it's too bad Bert never won the cup with the Islanders, but I think what happened, the Islanders' defense was pretty well set. And when Thomas Johnson arrived, obviously, there wasn't much place because, Bert was getting old. That's just the way it goes. Some players like him are only good for 10, 15 years in the NHL. All of a sudden, they fade when he turned 35, and he was the example of that. So, thanks for listening. Bye.